With the advent of ChatGPT, when people thought of AI, when I thought of AI in the past, I thought one of the first things it's going to do is perhaps go after jobs and works, the things that were repetitive, that were machine-like. Um, I thought maybe it'll go for things that required logic first, things that were algorithmic in nature. But the first thing it does is it goes after the work that most people thought a machine could never do, which is creativity. AI excels at creativity. It excels at it so much that the art it creates, the works it creates, the with ChatGPT and other DALI and all of those other ones, what it creates in a matter of seconds. A person requires time to create anything. First, they formulate the idea, and then that idea is transferred through motion, through whatever medium you use, sculpting, art, whatever, um, sculpting, painting, sketching, whatever you do. So the first thing that it so it takes time. It takes time to transfer the thought, the idea, and then it is transferred onto medium. So this time, this gap, this delay is not present in AI, is it? Like you could give it the most abstract instructions and it would create any piece of art that you could possibly want in a matter of 3, 4, 5, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And how long is that 15 seconds going to be? In a matter of a few months, that 15 seconds would be a second and maybe even less. So, the first thing it does, it goes after creative work. Can you imagine? Any person can write entire scripts, put it in some sort of a preset animation model, AI built, whatever it is, tool, apps, whatever they will be called. They could create movies out of their imaginations. Everyone could create anything. It really is a question of motive also. I think for a lot of people, for a lot of creative people, their creativity became content for them. It became something that they could capitalize on, monetize on, sort of place a value on it. But creativity is not supposed to have that value, is it? It's supposed to be something sacred. It's supposed to be something you do as a cathartic thing that you do, just a cathartic ritual that transfers whatever you feel inside to something outside. So it's done predominantly, what I mean is it's done pretty much for the self. It's some sort of therapy. So, but I do think that you could be trained formally and then maybe capitalize and monetize on that, but that's another thought wave. Inherently, it does lay out a question for people who did make art, who do make art, who might feel demotivated or blown out, just very demotivated because now, well, what work will there be for people who made art once? So, I don't think it's all in vain too. I think, in the future maybe they'll have tags on things like they have tags on organic and, GMO or whatever. So you'll have AI created art and then maybe human created art and maybe they'll have tags and shops and things like that. But it really begs the question. It really makes you think about the motive that you made the art for. What was the motive? And it maybe would want people to revisit things that they in the past perhaps knew but forgot. That maybe you should do things just for the joy of them and not necessarily, just make everything content. Not necessarily everything has to be done for the pleasure, the voyeuristic pleasure of others. Maybe a lot of things are sacred and should remain with you. So, yeah, I think that that's what's going to happen inherently. But it really is a philosophical question, isn't it? I really thought that the first thing AI would do is maybe go after things that required logic, and I mean, eventually, that day is not too far as well when coders would be pretty pointless in society, jobs like that. So, yeah, what a strange moment in history.